That sticker, that's where I got an international global education, both in the classroom and outside. Taught me, came to the conclusion that the internet was my textbook to the world. And that's pretty much how I got here. Hasn't been a smooth ride, but, when you try to teach yourself stuff and work hard, when you're working with other people, for other people. I've carried group projects. I've worked in groups with people. People don't like to see you get ahead and work harder than them. And they fucking always give a fit, and they always do some shit about it. It may not seem like they fucking did anything, or it may not seem obvious what they did, but they fucking always fucking break out the fucking baby diaper and fucking give you shit when you work hard. And that's kind of how I got here. It's basically the summary of my story up until this point. Tried to apply, learning things from the internet, trying to build separate businesses, whether it was like a website, whether it was drop shipping, whether it was using marketing, whether it was using just different tools I could find on the internet. Once I started getting into smartphones, when I started getting into apps, and kind of like led me to this point. And just, people haven't made it easy. But so I got these. People are fucking too blind to see them, I guess. The only reason I went to Buffalo was because I screamed, I fought, I argued with my parents for fucking months. They tried to tell me I wasn't fucking ready to go to school. Fucking my mom wanted me to be home, so she had someone to talk to, and she wanted to sacrifice my fucking future and go to a fucking community college for it. She didn't tell me that. That's really what she wanted, though. Parents fucking did not have the best fucking, plan for me, did not have the best fucking mindset for me. They didn't even see the skills that I had right in front of them. All the times I helped them with their computers and crap, and they just, they didn't fucking see my potential. Not even close. Not even close. My dad told me all the kids, when we went to orientation, they were fucking smarter than me, and I was gonna have to work really hard. And I helped fucking so many fucking kids, and especially in undergrad and shit like that. And like that was a complete opposite mindset that I had going into college, because my parents literally gave me the opposite of confidence. And then I went to college, and I looked around after like fucking maybe the first semester, and I said, holy shit, dude, you're a smart motherfucker. I've met fucking definitely people smarter than me, and I've met fucking people, really smart fucking people. But no, I didn't come to the conclusion that I had the skills that I had until I fucking proved it to myself and told everyone to shove it, and they weren't fucking listening. And then I had to fucking keep telling them to shove it until I got to this point. I don't know. They must have shit stuck way up there, because I've been telling them to shove it for a long ass fucking time. My van smells really bad right now. I don't know what it smells like. Oh, it's wet. Gross. Oh, that's gross. Just looking dapper today. Oh. I just shaved like a couple days ago. This is why you don't drink too much beer, because then you're gonna look like me. And you're gonna sound like me. Pretty sure my oil is bone fucking dry. I just locked up. I didn't even get on the highway. This thing feels pretty dry to me. Back in there. It's bone dry. There's no oil in there. Really got to fill it with two hands, and you need a funnel. It's way too hard to pour one of these full bad boys in there without a funnel. I've had my dad yell at me plenty of times for spilling oil in his fucking car and my car. Let it sit for a little bit, let all that drain out. I'm gonna need all this oil. This thing is burning it like a fuck. Online it says my engine takes 6 quarts. That's what we got. We got 6 quarts of platinum, full synthetic cleanse oil. It was on sale too. Black Friday special. Pretty sure it wasn't. We're gonna pretend like it was a Black Friday special because it was Black Friday. Alright, put the 6 quarts in. As much as I get out of those. Pretty sure that was the issue. Probably locked up last time when the battery died too. Let's hope Appa is okay. That's what I named my van, Appa. I started it, but then it locked immediately. And I don't think it's the transmission fluid. I don't think that's a problem. That stick seems wet. At least there's some in there. I think I have to wait like 10, 20 minutes to let the oil run from the top of my engine to the bottom. That's what it looks like when I look up stuff online. So I'm gonna wait 10, 20 minutes, try to jump it again. Hopefully I can fucking move it. And good thing I'm learning how to sell insurance, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do beat this thing up and do deliveries like I did before. Engine still won't move when I shift it into gear. It'll start, but it won't move. Called the mechanic before they closed that I went to last time, and he told me I shouldn't have put all that oil in at once. I should have done it incrementally and checked it. I think I put way too much oil in. I don't know what else it could be. I'm gonna have to take it to the mechanic on Monday and figure out what's going on. This isn't good. I'm gonna have to not drive this thing and work out of it even more. Well, there's some good people in the world. Police came. I was parked at that gas station for a while. Once I got in a parking spot, police came. I guess I got called by them. Needed me to move it because I was there too long. So I moved to this Home Depot. Was trying to push it here, and different people watched me try to push it, and they helped me along the way. 2 people were helping me push it, and then one guy helped me finish pushing it up to his parking spot with his car. He gave me like a nudge with his car. So thank you to those people for helping me get it here. Otherwise, I'd have to call a tow and have to get it at least moved to this lot, if not closer to the mechanic for Monday. But this sucks. You know, I roll with punches, the punches as best as I can. I complain a lot. But I don't know, sometimes the way that people, you just interact with people take stabs in different ways, and you just kind of like, just ignore it and move on. And, I do it as best as I can. But these last few years, I'll say that the way that people see me sometimes, it can be pretty heartbreaking for myself to just acknowledge it, and I have to just ignore it and roll with the punches. But it is what it is. It's pretty cold last night, but the blankets set up, the double sleeping bags. It's warm enough. It's plenty warm. Still got my winter jacket. That's what I wore last year in the East Coast, like the central part of the country when it was cold in the winter. I need to bundle up with the jacket, but not too bad. It's pretty warm last night in the setup. Once I got stepped out, if I had to take a piss or something, it was cold. But I think people don't realize is, my fight is for my parents. My parents, they're pretty old. They don't really know what to think because of all the crap that happened. They basically were manipulated, and all that I fight for them. They just don't understand it. They'll understand it one day eventually. Eventually they will. And my fight is also a fight for, once I go to therapy, talk to a therapist, I'm very confident I'll be diagnosed with autism, and I'll be able to be a public speaker for autism. My fight is a fight for autism, for someone who got knocked onto the autistic spectrum, further from a first job, working in a cubicle, working behind a computer all the time, working like a machine, then going to a job that's a little more social. And I was pretty heavily on the autistic spectrum, and the way that they interpreted that was the way that they interpreted that. My fight is a fight for autism. You can't turn everything into sex. And in the last few days, I've been hit on at the laundromat by people because of the way I interact with people, being a little bit more on the autistic spectrum. Yesterday, moving my car, got hit on by another person, gave him tobacco for helping me out. And an officer had an interesting conversation with me when I had to move from the property I was on. Started asking me some personal questions, getting into tiny house sustainability. I started to get excited talking about those topics. Everybody interprets things differently, but I put everything into place at the time when it needs to be put into place. And again, I will fight for autism, for people who, aren't able to stand up for themselves. And I don't give a fuck. I know how I've been my entire life, and I know the way I think, and I work like a machine when I'm, I guess, what's the word? When I'm put in that kind of environment, I work more and more like a machine. And that's kind of what autism is like, and you lose social skills and they fade over time. But what I have to do is, once I have time, go to therapy. It's regular therapy, whether it's hypnotherapy, and I'll be diagnosed with autism, and I will use that in my fight to speak up. I'll speak up for myself more and more and more, because I know people do not want me to do that, and that's too bad, because I have a due diligence to fight for who I am and fight for my parents, even though they may not understand it. Back to the conversation. I didn't finish the conversation about the conversation I had with the officer. The officer started asking me some personal questions, and then he followed up with a very odd response something I was talking about, sustainability. I was interested. He said, if you like it, I love it. And I just looked at him. I said, that is great. Can I get my ID back? Thank you. Very simple. And they both officers, they were done. They flashed heavy peace signs at me, which were not flashed at the beginning of talking to them. I mean, that would be weird if they just walked up and were like, yo, but at the end, heavy peace signs. What I need to do is go, autism awareness, bro. I don't give a fuck. I need to educate people. It's my due diligence. It's my duty. People are fucking animals. They're insecure. Everything's about fucking sex. You need to fucking wake the fuck up. Just be people. Not everything's about fucking sex. Just be fucking people. Be human beings, not fucking animals. It was so cold last night that when I went to go take a midnight piss and use my portable urinal, it snapped right in half. Now I have a new Dumb and Dumber beer jug. With the recent car troubles that I'm having, the fact that the van's a little older, I don't know how it's going to hold up doing deliveries. Once I get my registration updated, I need an emissions test because registration is in the state of Virginia. That state requires an emissions test in order to update your registration. So I need an emissions test before I can do that. But because I don't have as much faith in the van as a business piece to make money and do deliveries, I have NFTs and I bought within the last 3 weeks. I'm going to try for the first time to sell some of those. And, I'm going to try to use the floor price of the collections. I'm going to try to use the thickness of the different levels at the floor price beyond the floor price to try to find. I'll start out with a high price for all of them, the ones that I'm going to sell. I'll start at a high price, whatever its max value may be, and then maybe a few days passes, nothing sells, I'll drop that higher price, maybe 20, maybe 15%, maybe 20%, between 10 and 20%, something like that. And then a few more days go by, a week goes by, drop the price, try to match, the supply and demand to sell them as I need. It'd probably go another week. My insurance is due, so I'm going to need money for that payment. There's other things I can sell that I should get rid of. People have to have more of a minimalist setup. I still have a storage unit that I'm paying for. And I feel like I should be able to sell stuff and not have a storage unit and not have to pay for it. It's like $50 a month, a little over 50. I think it's 53 or something. Not necessary. There's things I don't use. I feel like everything that I use can easily fit in this van space, so I shouldn't have a storage unit. So between selling these NFTs, selling, old video games, old collectibles, books, even extra clothes that I have that I, don't necessarily need or, whatever. They come in handy for not doing laundry, having a lot of clothes, but I don't need all the clothes I have. Books, games, collectibles, clothes. There's stuff I don't use, and the NFTs try to sell and, have an efficient use of space and get rid of things that I don't use and I'm not going to need for a while. I'm not going to read the books that I have, not for a while, not till work hard on my channels and I'm in situations where I don't have to work as hard and I can kind of use the books to make content, but that's not going to be for a while. The old video games and collectibles I have, I'd probably try to hold on to those before the books, or longer than the books, because they should increase in value substantially over the next 5 to 10 years. If I hold on to those and store them in the van and not get stolen again, that would be ideal, but we'll see. If I need to sell things, make space, make money, I'll do that. Right now, I'm checking the the average price over time, and I'm checking the thickness of different prices within this collection. Try to find a good number, a good high number for this to start off with. save some money in order to sell it because you have to pay service fees, royalty fees, gas fee. You want to just take my fucking credit card so I can fucking sell it? Like, what the fuck is this? How many fucking fees are there? There's fucking Key Bank, Make fucking OpenSea. What the fuck? I guess the royalty fees for you, and then the transaction and gas fees are not for you. But every time, once you sell an NFT, every time it's bought and sold and bought, you make royalty money.